Alright, this will be the trade recap for Thursday, July 10th. I ended up taking 5 different positions, and we'll get into it. So, the way I was kind of viewing the market today was starting to form a higher time frame balance between this like 6-3-13 and 6-2-60. And then I had this 6-2-90 level marked, which was kind of a key level inflection midpoint that price has also been respecting. Then, kind of a few minutes into the session, I had marked out the 6-300 level. Lower time frame key levels, you can see resistance, 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 support in the overnight session, and then acted as support a little bit at the beginning of the day. But I started watching that level, mainly watching for because I thought price was rejecting here at the open from this balance high. I was kind of looking for a break and retest of this level to get an early push into the 1690s. So that was my plan, but I never even, well, I guess I took that setup once, but we'll get into it. So the first trade I took was a failed break of this level. So I took longs here at 955. So you can see when we get a push into this level, we break the level, reclaim, and that's where I get long. And look at my entry here. So here's an aggressive break of that level here at 955, or no, sorry, that's the 953. But at 953 it breaks, and you can see there's not much transaction down here. It jumps down real quick and quickly reclaims. And when price starts to kind of hold above here now, I get in at 955. Get a few points of run up, and then end up stopping out down here. And then now on that aggressive sell-off candle, now I'm kind of looking for that original play I was just talking about, a break and retest to short, which I did take. I got short here at 10:01. If we look at the confirmation, it's honestly not the best, but we get an aggressive break of the level, aggressive retest, which slows down, and that's pretty much the main reason why I got in this aggressive buying. That retest it slowed down. I would like to see more, honestly, here, some more selling come in or some type of ask defend here. But regardless, it did work out a little bit, and then price started getting absorbed down here at this bid. So, end up getting a few points run up on that. Almost 3 or 4 points run up on that. And then price retraces. I exit for stop loss. And then now I'm again kind of looking for this failed break setup because we failed to break below with this absorption down here, which led to this aggressive retest and reclaim. So now that we've shown this kind of defense of sellers down here, buying defended down here, and was able to reclaim with aggression. It's very aggressive buying right there. Now I'm kind of looking for if this key level can now retest and hold for longs to the upside, which we do get a nice little pullback, slows down, and this is where I got comfortable enough to get long. Stops below this level, getting in right here at this move. I want to see exactly which candle I got in 12:10 or 10:12, I should say. Right here on this candle, I get long. I'm targeting first a move into this previous rejection area, which is where I get out 4 out of 9 contracts, and then I was ultimately looking for a high of day push, which did not occur on the setup. As you can see, I got out a decent amount of my position, and stop loss was hit there. In hindsight, I wish I would have gotten out more, and I also wish I would have reduced my risk. I still made some money on this trade, but barely, and I really shouldn't have let it more than half of that go back to break even after pretty much retracing and getting the whole like the whole range of the day was pretty much made on that move. So I gotta learn from that. In the future, I need to be more protective with myself. Now it's easy to say that with how the price went, because if I did stay patient and price rallied and I got a ton of exits up here, I would have been super happy and said good job being patient. But looking back at this, since we are in this lower time frame balance, I think it would have been smart to scale out more up there. Okay, but this ends up pulling right back into this key level, this 6,300 level I was talking about, and I end up taking another stab at longs there. You see this aggressive retest kind of slows down. We get some reactive buying off that level with the context and conditions of price being in this lower time frame balance, bouncing off that level with the aggressive retest being met with buying. I got in long. Scaled out, kind of that I was kind of targeting that same area on this trade, and I got more smart about it on this trade. I realized price is definitely balanced. There's no need to go for a home run. I'm gonna get out most of my position up here at this high day area, and then if we do end up breaking, I can get out runners. So here's all my exits. And then, yeah, that's an unfortunate stop loss that got hit right there, trailing right before pump. And then scaled all the way out there. And then I took one more long position. And it was pretty much... So price is in this higher time frame balance that I've been talking about. So now that we're breaking to the upside, I'm looking for a break and retest to hold for further upside. Now, the way I traded this is a little bit different, and I'll get into it. So we get this aggressive break of high of day level, but price still hasn't really broken out of this balance high yet at this point. So if I mark this out, the higher time frame balance high, we're still kind of below that. But then again, I was still looking for, we kind of got this break, and I was looking for if an aggressive pullback could be defended into this level, I was wanting to take some longs. And this 6,313, 6,310, the reason I was watching it, one, it was, well, this high day in this previous key level I had marked out balance high. But also you can see a low volume node right here. Really clean low volume node. We got volume down here. We get the break. Not much transaction on this move. When it retests, price doesn't want to hang out down there. It bounces off of it. That's exactly what happened on this play. And then we'll look at the book map. You can see an aggressive break of this level. Let me just make sure I'm looking at the right time. Yep, aggressive break of this level. Kind of slows down a little bit, then boom, on this aggressive retest, this is when I start to get interested. And I get long here at 1046 on this push up. Smaller size, because I did, like I said, we still could have possibly rejected from this higher time frame balance high. But breaking out of this lower time frame balance high and high of day with that low volume node and nice confirmation, I took it long. And we did end up getting the move I wanted. It took a long time for price to get up there. I had to scale out some early just due to the conditions and how low the volume was. There's no need for me to, expose myself to too much risk when red flags are occurring in those type of market conditions, and that's kind of what was happening. We were breaking these high of days, but price wasn't getting super aggressive. So that's where these first two scale outs came from. And you can see they were good scale outs because price did start to retrace, and this easily could have dumped, and I would have been happy with getting out a partial of my position. Luckily, price held, got out another on this high of day retest again. We finally broke, got out a little bit more. At this point, I have a trailing stop loss at break even right about here. Almost gets taken on this pullback. Price rallies, pulls back again. I'm still holding through this, and then eventually on this break of the 3,620 level, I started trailing my stop loss, and it got taken here at 1132. And price hasn't really seen much more upside just yet. Definitely could keep rallying, but at this point we're pretty close to all-time highs, just about 10 points away. So yeah, gonna end the day there. 5 trades, pretty exhausting, honestly. The market it's not being difficult, but it's not being easy at the same time. It's definitely challenging right now, and sitting in that last trade was definitely hard. Taking those first 2 losses sucked, but we stayed calm, focused on the next opportunity, and took some good plays. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Got to get 1% better each day. All right, peace.